Alright guys, new day, new tutorial. So, I was playing Assassin's Creed and I stumbled upon this great looking building right here and I thought, wow, this is beautiful. So, this has some beautiful modeling done by Ubisoft, obviously. So, I was really scared when I thought of modeling this, but if you look closely, everything just boils down to this window frame and this pillar, right? So this window and this pillar is going all the way over there, just repeating themselves. And up here, I guess it's the same window. um, I guess this is rectangular, but that is way much easier. And this is the same window, but just with these things removed underneath it. So if I made this one and a pillar, I could just array them all the way over there, and same thing for up there, and I could have myself a building, right? All of these things like this garden right here and this balcony and this lights and these bushes right here, these are just extras, right? So yeah, today we are going to be modeling this, and this is just part one of I don't know how many parts it's gonna take. So we're gonna model, texture, and do everything to make it look photorealistic. And I already did it once, and I made this thing right here. Yeah, look, just followed the same principle, model this and this, and just arrayed them right there, right on, and everything else is just extras. And you will need some assets that you can download it from online, like CG Trader or turbosquid.com, or whatever. I have a Quixel subscription, sorry, so I use that, but you can also download it from these websites. And we are going to model today. I just textured it so you like it. But we are going to modeling this, and yeah, it's pretty good. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna close this one, and I'm gonna open another scene. That's my wallpaper as well. I'm obsessed. Uh, so okay, so I'm gonna delete this cube, and I'm gonna load in those pictures that I've clicked when I was playing the game, so I can use it as a reference. First of all, I'm gonna go to the front view, and then I'm gonna shift sorry, I'm just turn on my screencast keys, right? So I'm just gonna hit shift A and bring in a reference image from here, okay, like this. And this will just go here. We're just gonna be seeing this as not as much as we are going to see this one. Dang it. That's why you should always go into the correct view before importing things. Alright, so we have this and this, and really the thing is that we start modeling, and just you're gonna hit a lot of roadblocks. So just think about what is gonna what can cause you problems later on, and I'll show you. Okay, so start with a plane, right? I'm gonna rotate it like that. I'm gonna go into the it's in the side view mode. What's in the front view? Oh, I guess I want this in the front view, sorry. Right, like that. Okay, I gotta rotate this as well. It's a lot of work setting up your references. Okay, so just I'm gonna first create this thing right here, okay, and then I'm gonna create the pillar, not the full window frame, but the pillar. Because if you see right here, like this thing is part of the window frame, but it's actually just a replica of the bigger actual pillar, right? So we're gonna do that. So first of all, this window, right? This is way complicated than it looks, because you see right here, this thing, yeah, this thing took me a while to figure out, but I figured it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna move it right over here, move it right here, move it right here, and now I'm gonna just press 2 and go into the edge selection mode, and I'm going to extrude it along this way. Okay, almost as that, so that it lines up with this 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 point where it starts to curve. All right, and yeah, there's that. And now we can, now what you can do is you can start shaping these windows. So how you do that? Very simple. You just add a lot of loop cuts, right? Because these are nothing but loop cuts extruded inwards. Okay, um, I think it has 11 frames. We may have 12, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that we get it looking right. I'm gonna just select this and change its opacity and reduce it so we can see much better. Alright, see, we got our windows. Let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11, right? We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Guess that works. Okay, so just, alright, now these are the selected loop cuts that we just added. I'm gonna scale them on the z-axis so that they get a little bit bigger, and also I'm gonna bring them a little bit down. Okay, like that. And same here, I'm gonna add 3 loop cuts, because that's what it takes to create these, like 1 2 and 3. Okay, and scale them up as well. Select the median point. I did this by holding down dot, yeah, your full stop, and then this pie chart opens up, pie menu to be accurate. Now add this loop cut right here, and I'm gonna add another one right here. Okay, and I'm gonna add one here and one here, one here, so that it becomes the border of the window frame, and one here. Okay, we have shaped up our window. Okay, now you can see that these ones are the actual glass themselves, so you might select them, and everything else is just the frame. Okay, but there's more than that. If you look at the reference, you can see that there is another extrusion after an extrusion beneath the window frame. Okay, so we have to do that. The more extrusions you do, the more realistic it looks, but hence it will increase your topology. We don't want that, so just extrude it down. This is the first extrusion, and then you have to inset by hitting I. Insert once and you will get this, right? And extrude it another time. Okay, and that's looking good. But before all that, we have to now that we have build up our rough idea of what our window should look like, we have to do this curve thingy right here, because if we do this later, then it will cause a problem, and it's probably best to do this beforehand, right? So I'm gonna select this face right here, and I'm gonna just hold them and bring them up, and I'm gonna do the same for this one. Select both of them, and yeah, I guess this looks good. And same for these. Right. Okay. Good. Yeah, looks good. Now you might wanna select this edge loop right here and bring them up. If you hit G twice, you can follow the topology, but we don't want that right now, so I'm just gonna hit G once, and I think that's good. Alright, now it's time for extrusions. All those extrusions that we just did and canceled because I forgot to do that curve. I forget things, it's no big deal. Right, one inset, okay, and extrude them. Another inset and extrude them. Now the final inset should be on individual faces, so we have to create the frames for the glass itself. So to do that, just hit I once and then hit I another time, and you can see it creates this nice inset on individual faces. Hit OK, I mean hit left click, and you are done. I'm noticing that we forgot to adjust this right here. We could undo and do all of that, but I think it looks good, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you don't want to do that, that's your choice, but I personally think it looks good. You know, mistakes are helpful sometimes. Okay, and we are done. We are done making this. You might want to readjust all of these. Oh, gotta select them loop cuts. Right, if you select them that way, you can adjust them however you want. I guess they should be a little bit more upwards. Probably select all of them, then move them. Okay. Right. First you would think that if you bevel this, it will look even smoother, but the truth is that it's going to be this pointiness. You don't want this type of pointiness in your model, right? But the thing is, it's gonna be hidden by this this brick layer on top of it, so don't worry about it. We'll just work more on this one. So right, now you have made your frame. Very good, nice looking frame. One couple of things, you can just go to face select and select these faces, right, and just hit inset. If you hit inset one more time, you will go to the original inset settings, I guess, and just move them a bit backwards, so it creates this nice looking, you know, edge looking thing. So there's that, and it's looking pretty good, right? If you give them materials right now, you can, but we will do that later in the next video. So for now, we're gonna make the pillar. So for the pillar, I'm gonna just obviously start with a cube, because it's a cuboid, it's a giant cuboid. Now if you see in this reference, it goes a little bit above that, above our window frame. So mm, just eyeball it, I don't know. So I'm gonna scale it down on every axis but Z axis. You do that by scaling and hitting Shift Z, so it will scale down on every axis except Z axis. Okay, now if I just scale it along the Z axis and I wanted to see how it works next to the window. Okay, it's a pretty big. It's pretty big, right? I guess that looks okay. I guess, yeah, I guess that's good. Okay, so firstly you will see at the model how this pillar looks like, and it goes up to be a pillar until here, and then couple of insets, couple of extrusions, and then it goes outwards just like that a little bit. So we are gonna do that. Going to edit mode, and I'm gonna add a loop cut right around here where all the extrusion starts, and I'm gonna add another loop cut right here, and I'm gonna just select the top face and scale it up just a tad right here. I guess that looks good. Okay, now extrude it and hit escape and hit S. That will scale it right where it was born. Now just extrude it upwards, and there we go. Now add a loop cut. No, not here, right here. Go to face select and select this entire loop, face loop. Okay, extrude it, hit escape and scale it out on every axis but the Z axis, so Shift S. Right, I think maybe a little less. Okay, alright, looks good. Okay, now it why did we add this one? Oh, another loop cut. Yeah, that's why I added this one, I forgot. Go to face select, select the face loop and hit E, escape, S, and scale along every axis along Z axis, oh, except Z axis, just a little bit less than this one. Alright, that looks good. Nice. Now for these brick thingies, oh no, not this, yeah, this. Now for the definition of these bricks comes from the fact that it has an edge that is extruded inside, right? So the way I do that is, I don't know, maybe there might be a better way, but I add a lot of loop cuts to be in the shape of the bricks that I think are okay. I think I want big bricks, right? Large stone bricks. I'm gonna go to the face select and I'm gonna select the face loop and I'm gonna inset, and I'm just gonna do the regular inset and a very tiny bit, because you know the same inset is going to be happening on this side as well. So the cavity will be the double size of this thing right here. Okay, so no, so like I'm gonna extrude this as well, and you see, so the cavity will be of this size, and it will be done by just selecting this loop cut and just scaling it down. Right, looks good, right? And if you want, you can always make the cavity bigger by selecting this upper edge loop and shifting it up a bit. Right. Alright, now to add these same, now you could repeat this process, but it's really time taking, so I just like to do it by step. So just insert this, and it created this double faces right here. Now I would like to copy the value of this inset, so I don't have to eyeball it every time. I can just do however large inset I want, and then I want to paste the inset that I copied, and there we go. So it makes your life a bit easier, right? Just inset and control V, insets and control V, and same for all of these, inset and control V. My mouse is giving me trouble. My middle mouse is not working really well, so I apologize if that causes you some inconvenience. What inconvenience can my mouse cause you? I don't know. Maybe you could get irritated, but you you would also get irritated by my sloppy English. So I guess if you're here, you can just, now I'm gonna select all of these. Be sure to just select the middle loop cut, not the upper or lower loop cut. It will cause you some problems. And if you scale it down right now, you would see you are not getting the desired effect. That's because it's scaling it down on a median point. You don't want that right now. Hit the full stop and set the pair point to individual origins. That will do what you wanted, right? Yeah. Okay, you're getting what you wanted. Now you can make some loops, some cavities bigger, some smaller, some cavities originating from down, some from up. You know, the one who made these stones wasn't a perfect guy, and that's what will make your renders look photorealistic, because nothing is perfect in this world, right? Nothing is perfect, not the cavities, not the shape of the bricks, nothing. Right, look at that, it looks good, doesn't it? Now, okay, so now this will be used to make the rest of the window frame. So I'm just gonna duplicate it by hitting Shift D, and I'm gonna select this first and then the window, and then I'm gonna hit Control J, which will join them as one object. Now don't worry, this just means that you can edit both of them at the same time, and they are the same object essentially. Now I'm gonna go to my reference and see how that looks. Right, so this one is just the replica of the bigger one, so I'm just gonna place it there, and there we go. And I'm gonna add another loop cut right here, so that it's not obvious that it's just the replica of this one. Only the smart people like us will realize that. And also what you want to do is, like, the edges are tilted, right? So go to edge select mode and select these two edges, and scale on the x-axis and hit 0. That will just align them with the world perfectly. Same with here, and there you go. And you might also end up giving these loop cuts different textures than these ones, but we'll see that later. For now, just duplicate this one, and I'm gonna hide this right now. Okay, if that's cool. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Okay, what's now? So now I'm gonna make this curve, this thing right here. It's not gonna be made from this, it's gonna be, I'm gonna make this from scratch. So let's do that. I'm gonna start with a cube, obviously. You can't start with a circle on this one. And just gonna place it right over. This one is further away from this, so it's gonna be like that. And it also doesn't obviously intercept this, so I'm just gonna make this smaller on the x-axis. Now if I just position it right here, okay, I'm gonna scale it up to be as the proportions of that. Okay, now the point where it starts to curve is the same point where this starts to curve, which is here. So I'm just gonna scale it up to this height. I'm gonna rotate it by y-axis, and yeah, that's the thing. That's how we go. That's how we roll. Now I'm gonna extrude one time here and then another time here by control clicking, holding down control and right clicking right over here. See? Magic. Now I'm gonna, it's way off. It's so just I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis and hit 0, and I'm gonna do another one here. Control, hold down control and right click. Don't left click, right click. I've done that mistake a lot of times. Don't repeat the same mistakes as me. I'm gonna place it right around here and just another extrusion, quick extrusion if I may. Yes. I'm gonna place it correctly, I'm gonna scale it correctly, and that's how we go. That's how we roll. Forgive me, I'm in a dandy mood today. You know, this lockdown is making me crazy. So I guess we should do this in vertex select mode and in wireframe mode. So again, this pointiness is going to be hidden by this one, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I'm just gonna worry that this is straight as this one. That looks good. And also right around here. Yes. Okay. Also, look what happened to this. You got messed up, boy. Alright, scale along the z-axis, hit 0, position it, and it will come to its place. Same with this one. Right here. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Same with this one. Now it's just a matter of just positioning them correctly, and it is important because if you don't right now, it can haunt you later. Now I like this one better, so I'm gonna just take this and first of all I'm gonna make it intercept that one, this pillar right here, a little bit, and that's good. And then this to be about over here. Okay, now to smooth it out, right? We have to smooth it out. So I'm gonna add one loop cut, and you know what, I'm gonna make it its separate object, so I don't have to worry about selecting window frame or whatever by any chance. So now I'm gonna select one loop cut, and if I just hit G twice, it will follow the topology, and it will make itself right here, which happens to be another cavity right here, so that's good. And I'm gonna make it follow along right here, and this one should be right around here. Same thing here, right? Same thing here. This one over here, and one vertex right here, one vertex around right here, another loop cut, and just place it, just place it right around here. Okay, that's good. That looks good. Okay, now, oh sorry, forgot this one. Now to add those same cavities that you added on the pillars, and in the same way. So I'm gonna go to face select mode and select this one and hit insert them just a bit. Right, good. You can insert them more or less, you know, to add a little bit of pizzazz. No, not pizzazz. Oh my god, middle mouse work. How do I get a new mouse in this lockdown, right? And yeah, it was fairly cheap. It was just 200 rupees, which is, I guess, $10. No, less than that, $2. And that's how it is, guys. That's good. That's good work. Don't know about you, but if you're following along correctly or just close enough, you should be fine. Individual origins as the pivot point, scale them down, look at what you got. Right, good. Now for these other cavities, other bricks, I'm gonna scale them down on the z-axis so that the next loop cuts will be aligned as hell. And just add in random loop cuts here and there so that we can justify some variable bricks, that the size of them should be variable, or else it will be fairly obvious that it's a 3D render, right? That's good. And now insert them as you go. Forgot this one, this guy right here. He's like, why you forget me? And we're like, I don't know, because you're small. Right here. Nice. See, we didn't forget you, little guy. We didn't forget you. And go to face select again. Select this. Oh no. Insert it. I was scaling it. Again, I was scaling it. I'm bad at this. Now just do them to everyone. And I know this tutorial will be a long one, but who cares? If you're sitting at the computer, then you might want a long detailed one. And you know, if you just want to know the process, you might not. But what the heck? You might as well just sit down at the computer and then follow the tutorial. Right, select them, edge loops. Nope, not this one. This one. I bet there is an easy way to do this. I bet you. But this is my own way. What can I say? I'm not very smart, but I get things done. Alright, scale them down. Right down there. Good. Yay, looking good, right? It's looking really good. Now for this really crazy arc thing. You know, that's a lot of things, man. A lot of things. This will go from here to here, so might as well just make it into this model, but not an extrusion. We will not do an extrusion. We'll make it its separate object. And yes, we will start with cube. We will not start with the cylinder, because you might have seen that it is smooth, but only on this side. So we can just bevel this, and this side is sharp, so it makes more sense to start with a cube. Now I'm gonna place it right over here and scale it down. Okay, good. Oh no, it's the other way around. It goes right here. Okay, good. Needs to, yeah. All right. At this point, I think we should make them a bit wider, or maybe I think closer. Yeah, I think they should be closer. I think. I'm selecting linked by hitting L, by the way. And just remove it right over here, like that. Same with this one. Good. Now if I bring in over here. Alright, so we're going to do this the same way that we made this arc, which is selecting one face and extruding it by holding on right click, control, and pressing right click. And I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis by 0, so it aligns itself. Okay, and right here as well, and one right here. Okay, it looks really funky now, but it will be fixed. Don't worry. You should never worry about anything. And if you're scaling anything down, if you're meant to scale it down on every axis, make sure you don't scale it down on y-axis, because it will then scale it down on here as well. And you might not be seeing this in this view, but it will later. You will notice it later, and you will be shocked and disappointed at the same time. Okay, good. And yeah, right here. Okay, looks good. I think that looks good. Yeah, what do you guys think? I think that looks good. Now, yes, I'm gonna just move it out. And now, for to make it an arc, we could, you know, repeat the same process. uh, However, now what I might do is just bevel it, right? But not now. First, we have to make some manual adjustments so that our bevel follows it and does what you want, because sometimes bevel can do unpredictable, uh, it can do crazy things, so I don't want that in my tutorial. I'm fine with it happening on my own, uh, creating sorry, dry coughs. That can be good. Just make it follow the line, the topology and the arc, like that. All right, now you have to bevel. Okay, on, and not just one edge or the entire edge loops. Okay, that's important, otherwise you will end up with some weird sorry man. Sorry. Okay, looking good, right? Looks like an arc. Now this one will be beveled as well. Oh shit, this entire edge loop will be beveled, and not just one segment but multiple segments. Okay, look at that. And if you shade it smooth and add an edge split modifier, there you go. no one no one can tell you that you have a bad looking thing. Yeah, it looks great, right? Now for this gold thingy right here, you can see I think it's made of gold, I don't know. So to add that, it's very simple. Just randomly select one edge loop, shift D to duplicate it and make it its own object so that we can do experiment on it. Select it, select, yes. Now I'm gonna add a solidify modifier to make it pop out of itself, and just and not I'm not gonna add an edge split modifier, and also I'm gonna shade it flat, and also I'm gonna add one bevel modifier, and that looks cool, right? Looks cool. Oh, we haven't saved it. Save it, bro. Save it, man. You gotta save it. Or else it will, what should I name it? Tutorial slash building. Okay. Alright, now you are nearly done. We just have to add this whole thing right here, which is really easy, you know. Don't be fooled by the stonework. The stonework is gonna be added later, and you're not gonna make it. You can make it, but I just imported a 3D asset, which was a stonework, or you can make do with a texture of a stonework or a decal. If you don't know what a decal is, it's just you can just imagine it as one thing that's one image that's slapped on your texture to make it look real, like leakage or something. So that's looking good. I think it needs to be a little more out, like that. It's all gonna be hidden by the pillar anyway, don't worry about it. Now add a loop cut and I'm just gonna extrude it. One thing, or we can do that. We just scale it right here and add one loop cut and extrude it along this way. Alright, add another one and extrude it along this way. But you can see it created this one, this a separate face, but I wouldn't worry about that. Or if I were you, I wouldn't even make it at all. You know what I would do is I would make one separate cube, okay, and I would just scale it down until it takes a form of a bar, and now it has taken a form of a bar. I just slap it right here. Okay, good. And I think that needs to be out just a bit more. I'm gonna hide a lot of things a lot of things to work with, and just I think that looks good. And yeah, that bar, this bar is gonna be bricked. Like, get it, bricked, because as it's gonna be made of individual stones, we have to make the same cavities that we made on those pillars and stuff. So that's good. And select these edge loops and scale them down. Right, looks good. Now I'm gonna bevel it on each of its side. Right here. No, not here. I think no, not here, because these sides will be alright. Not 4 segments, we just want 1. Alright, looks good. I think I'm gonna just bevel it a little bit less, so that's good. And now we have made our work easier. Just I'm gonna duplicate it and make it small on the x-axis, and I'm gonna duplicate it like that. And the reason we did this is because, as you can see on this reference, it has a jagged look, right? So we if we did that by adding loop cuts on the original extruded ledge, then it would have been a pain. And we did this because we had to create this bar at some point. We just made everything out of that bar. Good, clever, right? So just add these by I'm gonna turn on proportional editing and just right there. The proportional editing lets me just select one vertex, and I can select any vertex around it. It will move that as well. Looks good, right? Yeah, I think that it looks even better than that. Now I'm gonna duplicate this one, and I'm gonna rotate it and scale it. No, proportional editing off. Scale it down by z-axis, and this will be the frame for that stonework. All right, and that's the way we go. Alright guys, you are done with the window. Not quite, but just select some edges and that are really striking out and bevel them. Okay, like so. I'm gonna bevel this really fairly much and add some segments. Same with these. Add just If you add bevel, it will make your scene look even better, because bevel, the faces that are created by bevel catch light and it will look good, realistic and good. Oh, why am I doing this ones? No. As well as I might do these ones, because these are the ones that are striking out. Right. Great. Let's see, anything else? No, not on this model. Okay, bevel them. Oh, you can you can make them into a cylinder. That's cool. And we aren't gonna do that. Looks cool, right? And same on this one. These edges are the ones that we are meant to bevel. Just a tiny bit, not so much. Alright, looking good guys. Now this pillar, I'm gonna bevel this pillar as well, and we are done with the modeling. Yay! Now in the next part we will add some textures, and I'm gonna show you a really great way to texture really realistically. And when I say realistically, I mean, have you seen, if you have textured some time, you might have known that you really want like, okay, these are actually normal map. Okay, this is not actual displacement because it's in a game, obviously, but when you're texturing, you want to make sure that these you are treating them as crevices, so they need to have some grunge into it, but as they are normal, that can't happen. But these are done in softwares like Mixer or Substance Painter, but we are going to do that in Blender. We are going to make grunge pop out of the crevices of even the normal maps, so that's gonna look really good. Alright, so stay tuned, and we are going to be back. Thank you for watching and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye bye.